Hey everybody, it's me, Dr. Q, and what we're going to do today is demonstrate for you an actual training session here from the Rescue Ranch. So I'm just going to flip the camera around so that you can see what is happening before we get started. Well, for one thing, if you don't know who I am, I'm Dr. Gina Quested. I'm a veterinarian and professional animal trainer, positive reinforcement trained. And here we have Miss Patty, who's been through my horse training masterclass and who's been doing training classes with us for a few weeks and is really getting great with learning how to handle these rescue horses in a positive reinforcement manner. So that's what we're doing. So the first thing that we do before we start any kind of a training session is we sort of check out the group and see who wants to be interacted with today. And since we've been here the last 15 minutes or so, this big black mare is the one who has consistently come forward and said that she would really like to do something and interact. She's allowing us to pet her. She's allowing us to pet her on the neck, and she's staying right by us. There are other animals around that are also sort of interested in what's happening and what we're doing. But this is the only one that is coming up to the fence and allowing us to pet her. And so this is the girl we're going to work with today. So our very first question is, how in the world are we going to get this horse out of there without a halter and a lead rope and without being trampled by these other animals? So first of all, let's take a cruise outside. Okay, so we have some more animals over here. They're all coming out of the barn now. They're all coming. They want to always be by us. So that's the first thing that I would say, is that if you have a situation where if you have a group of horses or even one horse and your horse does not come to you like this and isn't happily coming to you right away when you come out, then definitely you're in the right place, because we can help you increase that bond that you have with them so that they are so happy and excited to see you all the time. And so here is, it's wonderful that they all are here and want to see us and want to be with us. But the problem is we're still in a kind of dangerous situation where it's going to be hard to get her out of here unless we don't get her out and we get him out instead, because he's at the gate. So he is one that we could potentially get out safely without a halter or lead rope and without being interfered with anybody else. So Miss Patty, let's try that. So why don't you see if you can open that gate and let him come out, and let's see if we can. I like that you moved it in so that you block her. That was good thinking. I liked that. And then quickly close the gate so she does not come out. Perfect. Perfect. She's upset that she didn't get a turn to come out. She really wanted to, but we do appreciate the fact that it didn't take a whole lot of effort to get her to stay back away from the gate. Now this big boy is loose out here, and we need to keep an eye on him so that he doesn't get himself into trouble. We don't want him going in that barn. So I'm going to just go ahead and be very assertive and come forward and close this, because that's dangerous for him to be in there. So we don't want that. So now he's able to just be free. And so we'll see what he chooses to do. So since he has his rear end turned towards us now, Miss Patty knows exactly what to do, which is to immediately get his attention and get him to come over and want to be with us. And if you'll notice how he's dropping his head down and he's licking and chewing, he's really happy about that. Okay, so he's not thinking about running off. He's not thinking about causing trouble or being problematic in any way. He's actually like, oh, okay, well, it's just us out here instead of in there, and I get to hang out with you guys. And that's wonderful. That's what you want. So you want your horse to spend time with you and want to hang out with you and find you and whatever activity you have going on way more interesting than running off. So really, fences don't matter that much. Halters and lead ropes don't matter that much, because if they really want to break their halter or lead rope and get away, they can. So why don't we just go ahead And so he got a couple of clicks. So why don't we go in the barn and get a pan and give him a little bit of grain in a pan. I'd rather that than feed him by hand because of his tendency to bite. And I love how he's not mobbing her. He's staying really nice and relaxed. But now he's doing too much. So now we don't want that, right? We don't want him to be doing that. So what I would say is that I would have brought grain. Good boy. I would have brought grain in the pan instead of making him wait even longer for it. And then also now he has an excuse to mob you. If you had put a little grain in the pan before you brought it out, he would already be getting his reward and he would be less frustrated. So I think you should bring the pan back in the barn.
Okay.
And also I think we should take the grain bag back in the barn because I don't like how much he's mobbing you. So we're just gonna stop right there for safety and just take the grain and the pan out of this scenario and out of the situation so that his stress and anxiety of trying to get to the grain doesn't cause him to make bad choices that could potentially be dangerous for us. So I think what we want to do now is come back over here and get his blanket off and groom him. He's got a lot of dirt on his neck that you can see in the sun there, and no more
Can you touch it?
yeah, perfect. And then no more grain or targeting for him for a few minutes. Let's get him cleaned up and stuff next. Because if he's got so much push into your personal space, into your safety circle, that he feels like he can follow you around and all of that, then he's in a perfect state of mind for us to go ahead and do the things that we need to do, which are get his blanket off and get him groomed, again, in a free choice manner. And so he's backing up a little bit, so we have to pay attention to that. Because clearly he's saying he's either a little anxious about it for some reason. Good boy, Oliver. So when you're removing a blanket from a horse, always do it the correct way, which is the front buckle around the chest first, then the belly, and then the tail. Good boy. Reward him for standing still. Let him know what a good job he's doing. Good boy. Let him know you're about to take the blanket off and it's going to slide and maybe feel a little funny. So always good to have a conversation. Good boy. And if you have two people that are working with the horse, you can often communicate much better with them because I can use the target or rather the clicker to let him know that we're proud of him, that he made the right choice to stand still for getting the blanket off. So that was great. Yeah, good boy. Now notice his head kind of looking a little bit away and then back and then away and then back. So look at him looking away. So we have to be really careful at this point. Wait, you want to be really careful because he's looking away and his head is way above the line. So that could be just relaxed and it feels good, or it could be some tension because it is windy out here and horses always tend to be a little bit spookier when it's windy. Good job, good boy. But so far so good. He's just standing here doing a good job. Now the head is down, way below the line, and he's relaxing. Good boy. That's what we want. So we have to always remember to give them a lot of feedback about how they're doing. Good job. Good boy, Oliver. Very good. And so that click definitely deserves a deep scratch in a special place. He really likes his chest. See how he's lifting his head up? So that says I don't like that. So you want somewhere where he gets his head down like that. That says that's a better spot. Perfect. And now head is coming down. He's shaking his head. He's licking and chewing. Excellent. Excellent signs of relaxation and understanding and mutual trust. So this is great. Now she's going to move to the other side because that's where he's really dirty. She's showing him the brush, which is great. Oh, now that head toss, I think, is more a, ooh, that feels good. I'm throwing my neck into it because it feels good. His expression on his face has changed. He's more relaxed. You can see his lips are relaxed. He's like, yeah, man, that feels really good. That feels really good. And also, if you're not sure if the head up is a relaxed head up or not, look at his legs. You see how he's standing on 3 legs? So this is definitely a relaxed horse. So even though I always say that you don't want to work with them unless their head is down, in this case, his head was up because it felt really good. Nicely done. And now he's getting his grooming done. So what's really important about positive reinforcement is that, again, unless there is a safety issue, like we have a wildfire coming and we absolutely have to get him on a horse trailer right now so that we can evacuate, that's thankfully not the case today. So we have all the time in the world. And so there's really no reason to put a halter and lead rope on him and tie him up. And he agrees with that big sigh.
Nice big sigh.
That sigh was perfect. Love it. This is how all your interactions should be. And if they're not, then you're progressing too fast. I don't care if it's a 20-year-old horse that you've had for 15 years. If we can't have this kind of a relationship with them and this kind of a bond where they'll stand trustingly out in the open, again, the fences are down, folks. Just so you know, that's a corral. But way out there, there's no fence. The fences are all down right now because of our construction, our foundation for a barn project. So we definitely wouldn't want to probably let more than one horse at a time out and trust them like this. And we also want to pay a lot of attention the whole time because now look, see his head's up and he's kind of looking at something out there, and he could get startled and decide to run away. And see, he's gotten bored now with grooming, which is fine. So now that he's gotten bored with grooming, let's go back to targeting. So let's put the comb down and grab the target, and let's see if we can target him a short distance and go for a little bit of a walk. Let's see if we can get some exercise and do it in a safe way where he doesn't run off. Good. He wants to follow you. So yeah, good. So I wouldn't click him again for just a few minutes, okay? Let's get him walking just a little bit. Let's go walk that way. So my only concern about bringing him this far away so quickly from the others to a place that he hasn't seen before that has trailers parked here and things like that is that he might, if he gets upset or spooks, we don't have any grain, we don't have any tools to try to control him. Now, we may not need that, so don't target him too much because we don't have any grain to back it up. So we're exposing ourselves from a training standpoint, because if we have a problem, we're down a very important tool. And that's okay, because he doesn't seem too nervous. Good. Do you want to just pet him? Just check in and pet him. Pet him on the neck. Yeah, there you go. Give him a deep scratch in the shoulder. Good. Now, this will be interesting because he's coming back. That's a good boy. Yeah. You're not too sure. Let's go back and get us some grain because we're going to be in a problem if we don't have some. Let's see if we can get him back. So he's checking things out, which is great. He's following along without any grain, which is great. But we're, not going too far. We left, but we're going right back to friends, right? So we're following his cues, right? And his cues were that, I think he's going to roll. And his cues where he felt comfortable going out that far, but not further. So why don't you stand back a little bit so if he wants to roll, he can. Good. And this is great. So she's leading him all the way back again, which is great. So let's go get the grain bag. So back to security, back to his friends. So again, notice we did all that on his terms. On his terms. We didn't encourage him to go further. He was only comfortable going that far. So we said, okay, well, then we'll go back to safety. Back where your friends are, where we can make sure there's nothing scary. We're not trying to trick you into anything. Now, I want you this time, just walk. Don't target him. Just walk. He's going to follow you. And if he doesn't, then we'll target. Okay, good. So just talk to him and tell him to come with you. Good. Good. Just take him for a walk. Now, I feel a lot better about this because now if you have a problem, you have a tool to help manage him. And he's looking around and just checking out the surroundings. They haven't been over here very much. So this is like a fun little nature walk for him. Good. So now if he stops, now target him. And now give him some grain. Perfect. Okay, now keep walking, okay? And just tell him to come with you. Good. So this is his very first time. This is no special kind of anything that we've practiced before. This is a whole new area that we have here. Very unusual for them to be out here. They haven't been here before. It's all kind of fresh, new, and interesting. Lots of things to check out. Okay, target him. Good. Okay, and then just keep walking. You might have to hand it to him, okay? I don't want him eating the dirt. I think you're okay to hand it to him out here. Okay. Good boy. He's just looking around. Perfect. Nice and relaxed. So again, he's not going crazy. He's not throwing his head and tail up. He's not running off. He's not running back to his friends. Now he's going off a little bit to explore this brush pile. But I think he's going to roll. So knowing that you see all the signs for rolling, the best thing to do would be to say, roll. Good boy. Roll. Good boy. That's a good boy. Roll. And give him the command and say the word so that he thinks it was kind of your idea. Good boy. Now after a roll, sometimes they'll run. But he didn't. He's coming right to me. Good boy. So I'm going to reward him. Can I have some grain for him? Good boy. Yeah. Oh. There you go. Good boy. That's a boy. And then the wind's really, he says no. Did you see him say no? Let's head back. Let's just walk back. Because the wind is really kicking up and making everything scary. So I think we should just go back. Good, and I like how she's using the pointer to get him to come up the slope rather than cutting through, and he's still, I'm coming, honey. I think he's making sure I'm coming along. Good boy. Good. Good boy. Good. He's like, I don't want to go back. I don't want to go back. Good boy. So let's get him some alfalfa. Yeah, let's get him some. Yeah, you want some alfalfa? Come on, big man. I'll get you some alfalfa, okay? Yeah, Miss Patty's gonna get you some alfalfa right now. And then we're gonna put your blanket back on. Yeah, good boy. So now we want to really reward him because that was really very successful, right? So just open the doors, Patty. Open the doors and let him just poke his head in there. We don't want to dilly-dally around. We want to reward him right away because we accomplished a lot. And so we want to make sure we are quick to reward the right behavior. It's the alfalfa. There you go. Perfect. We don't want to delay those rewards because that is how we build that trust and that bond and keep their attention. Is when we be very quick about our timing to make sure that we have him contained. So we have him contained for all practical purposes right now, even though he's loose. No halter, no lead rope. We just took him for 2 little walks without many grain rewards. So definitely not bribery. He has a new blanket. Yeah, it's in the tack room. Careful. So I'm going to stay here and keep him company and make sure he stays here. Make sure he doesn't run off. And again, if you're just tuning in, I'm Dr. Gina Queston. I'm a holistic veterinarian. I own Aspen Park Veterinary Hospital in Conifer, Colorado. I'm also a professional animal trainer certified through the Dolphin Research Center. I'm an aquatics veterinarian. That's how that all happened. Now notice, good boy, close the door. That was very good. Close the door. And that is how you... No, it's in a bag. Yeah, it's in a bag. So that was wonderful for lots of reasons because number one, he didn't get scared by the door. In fact, he took control of the door and said, don't bump me, door. I'll bump you. So I'm going to, for safety's sake, see if I can't do something here to minimize the chances that that door blows and bunks him again. He's looking around. I want to kind of see what he's looking at. Good boy. Make sure he's not getting spooked by anything where he might take off, right? I am trying to get some hay, but I'm actually also really controlling this horse at the same time. So even though it seems like he's
You got a new blanket, mister.
totally unattended, really not, because that is, I did not want that happening. I did not want that. So, you know, you always just do the best you can. It's not ideal.
Boy, let me open that door again for you.
Yeah, let's actually get him out of here. That's what we're gonna do. Much better. Now we just close the doors for safety. He's not getting banged by the door anymore, but luckily nothing happened, and he sort of learned to bang the door closed, which is kind of a cool thing. You can train that, say close the door, which is what he did. Everybody's watching over there, the peanut gallery, all desperately wishing it was their turn. So if you don't think positive reinforcement works, there's your proof right there. I mean, I would like to see anybody who does training where everybody's standing in line waiting for their turn, okay? We don't have any problem here with going out and catching horses and bringing them in for a training session. Our biggest issue is they're just trying so hard to be with us that we have to be careful how we handle them so that we can do it safely, especially when we do it in a free choice manner, which is when on a day like today when it's windy and chilly and there's a little bit of ice on the ground, we're not going to risk it with having more than one animal out at a time. Not when we're doing it without them tied up. And so he's getting a brand new blanket. So thank you everybody for your donations. Your donations are what helped us to be able to get him a new blanket. I don't know if you tuned in last time, but we were showing you how his blanket was really torn, and you guys came through and gave us the donations, and we were able to buy him this brand new blanket. So just really thank you so much to everybody for helping us to take great care of these guys. It's such an honor and a blessing to have them and to care for them and to share them with you. And I'm really, really grateful about that, you know, so that we can bring our positive reinforcement horse training methods forward to people so people can see how it works and that, yes, it does work, and how we do it and how we get animals to stand at the gate, because they literally cannot wait to be next. There's no chasing horses down here to come and hang out with us. They all can't wait to come hang out with us. And look at how relaxed he stayed this whole time. So again, this horse is totally free. No fencing of any kind out there. That's just a corral. That's not a full fence. You can see the end of the corral there. And all down there, there's no fencing at the time. We'll get it back up here hopefully soon so that it is possible for them to all be loose and be safe. But right now we don't have that. So that's the beautiful thing about positive reinforcement, is that we don't have to worry so much. That's not too small, is it?
Well, I just need to pull it out a little more.
It's buckled on his chest though, right?
Around his neck, yes.
Yeah, okay, good. So for safety, just in case, because again, it's windy, and when you do get a new blanket like this, you have to adjust all the buckles and everything, but we need to pull it down a little bit over his rump. It's hilarious to me to watch everybody else over there being like, I really wish I could have a turn. I know, guys. We'll get you some alfalfa hay. Love that.
Still a bit tight on there. I'll loosen it a little.
Hey, Patty, to me, it looks like it needs to be pulled down over his tail head. It looks like it's right. It looks like it's riding too high right there. Is it pulled down? Why does it feel small? I can't set this down. Will you hold it and let me?
Sure.
Yeah.
Okay.
Get him back in safe.
Okay.
I just watch him.
What you think, big guy, huh? alfalfa is so good.
Must be delicious.
The color kind of went dark on it here.
I think.
I didn't touch anything.
Yeah,
I was
it's
just holding the...
yeah, it's going into battery saver mode.
Oh, okay.
So that's fine. Will you just hold it until it
Yeah.
just actually fades out? And if we can't get him, then we might have to get a halter and lead rope and bring him in, right? Because we do need him in for the night. Yeah, and that's going to be tough to do. As long as there's alfalfa sitting there. Yeah. We'll see how it goes. All right, everybody, my battery's about to die, so I'm going to go ahead and shut this off. And wish I could show you the rest.